This is the AMS GBP Kit. It's used for shallow underground investigations, subsurface investigations, where soil gas or VOCs may be present underneath the slab, next to a structure, or just in the soil. The first things we'll discuss are the two different styles of sampling tips that are available. You have your dedicated GVP point. This is a point that is actually left in the ground and is more of a semi-permanent point used for a monitoring station where you can come back and sample periodically from that target depth. 10 of those are available in the kit. The second point in the kit is the GVP Retract-A-Tip. This is more of a reusable tip. This actually threads onto your hollow extension rods. It's driven down, and when you get to your target depth, you actually retract on your drive string rods and expose these sampling ports here that are covered by a stainless steel mesh screen. Once you've pulled your sample, you actually pull this entire unit out of the ground. It completely disassembles. You can decontaminate it and use it again. It comes with 4 3-foot solid extensions. Those are used to pre-punch your hole, in hard drives, so that you're not running your stainless steel sampling point from the surface down. You can actually run the solid tip with a solid rod and at least get your borehole 3/4 of the way complete, and then you can go down with your hollow extension rods, which these guys, you'll actually thread your Teflon tubing through the drive string and then connect your sampling tip on the end. There's 2 methods for driving these rods into the ground. You can use it with the manual slide hammer attachment by threading in your hammer adapter, or you also have the Bosch rotary hammer drill that has a select function on it that you can switch over to hammer only, and then you could drive your rods that way. Also included in the kit is an 1.5 by 18-inch concrete and asphalt bit. This chucks directly into the Bosch rotary hammer drill, and so you can access slabs like we have in front of us here. You also have a hand pump included in the kit. This is typically just used to bleed and pull any ambient air out of the line before you hook up your sampling pump of your choice. Always want to ensure when you're driving these rods to at least leave about a 6-inch gap, because this extension drive adapter is how you're actually going to remove the rod from the ground. You got to get the jack underneath there to pull it straight up. From here, if you wanted to go deeper, you would unthread your extension drive adapter and you would thread on another 3-foot rod. Just thread your tubing through there. Thread on another rod. Okay, now that we've got the removal jack under here, what we're going to do, when we jack this rod out, this dummy tip that's down there in the drive shoes is sitting in there loosely. So when we retract this rod out, the tip's going to stay at depth with your Teflon tubing running to the surface. Sometimes it helps if you're threading your tubing down. If you're feeding the tubing while you're jacking it out of the ground, that'll ensure that tip will stay at depth. So now that we've got that point set, from here what we do at the surface, you can put in a well vault and backfill with sand and a bentonite pack and hydrate it, and then grout it in towards the surface and come back and sample periodically at this soil gas point. And there's your retract-A-Tip. You can remove this off of there. And this sampler is unique in that you can actually take all the components apart. So once you've collected your sample, you can actually remove all the parts, remove the screen. Even this barb fitting comes off. So you can remove all these pieces, replace them, and decontaminate them with an acid bath, or to your local protocol, decontaminate the sampler, load a new screen on it, and begin sampling again.